His contempt is not irrational when it's informed by experience. Fanon sat through years of Republicans minimizing January 6, calling it overblown, blaming everyone except the man who summoned the mob and aimed it at the Capitol. He watched lawmakers who were evacuated under police protection later turn around and attack the officers who protected them. So when Fanon muttered, "Go fuck yourself," during the Jack Smith hearing, that wasn't a breakdown. That was the logical endpoint of sustained gaslighting. You don't get to rewrite an attempted coup in front of the people who were nearly killed stopping it and expect polite applause. If you want to talk about professionalism, start with the lawmakers who used their time to smear a prosecutor instead of confronting the facts of January 6. Start with the men who turned oversight into performance art for Trump's approval. Fanon's contempt is a reaction. Their behavior is the cause of it. They're the bootlicker caucus. Let's name the problem. This hearing was dominated by Republican members who treated Donald Trump like a mob boss whose favor they needed to survive. Jim Jordan didn't preside over oversight. He ran interference. Troy Nehls didn't ask serious questions. He delivered absolution for Trump while sitting just feet from the consequences of Trump's lies. These are grown men who owe their safety to the police officers they now dismiss. They posture about law and order while attacking the rule of law. They demand respect while offering none. And when someone like Fanon refuses to play along, they clutch their pearls and cry about civility. Civility is not a suicide pact. Fanon does not owe courtesy to people who spent years undermining his reality. Fact. Now, during the recess, that far-right activist skinhead fuckwit, Ivan Raiklin, approached Fanon. Cameras out, smile on his face. It wasn't curiosity. It was provocation. Raiklin thrives on confrontation and intimidation. He represents the ecosystem that feeds off January 6 denial and weaponizes it for attention. Now, understandably, Fanon exploded, and Raiklin's glad that he didn't hand him his ass. He accused Raiklin of threatening his family. Capitol Police had to intervene before it escalated further. Now, predictably, the focus shifted away from why Raiklin was there and onto Fanon's reaction. That's the goddamn playbook. Ignore the instigator and pathologize the survivor. Here's the reality. People who spend years being harassed, threatened, and gaslit do not owe calm to their tormentors. Fanon's response wasn't strategic, it was human, and it terrified people who prefer victims quiet and grateful. Michael Fanon is dangerous to Republicans because he collapses their narrative. He isn't a liberal activist. He isn't an academic. He isn't a talking head. He's a cop who lived through the violence they keep downplaying. He forces them to confront the consequences of their lies without the buffer of abstraction. That's why they dismiss him as unstable. That's why they pretend his anger invalidates his testimony. Because if Fanon is taken seriously, then January 6 must be taken seriously. And if January 6 is taken seriously, then Donald Trump's role becomes unavoidable. Fanon refuses to let them look away.